Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Well, we had a great trip once. I can remember it well. I think I can. No, we were doing an air gun shooting. It's on Mike's Totally Awesome Outdoors channel on Furnace Mill Air Gun Range. It was really interesting. But we could not go all that way up there, 2.5, 3 hours, without taking some fishing rods. We managed to film in the morning, get the whole shoot done in the morning. That left us the afternoon to try and catch a fish. Could it be done? Of course it could. You know it could. It's totally awesome fishing. These lakes are located in an outstanding countryside of the Wyre Forest. Now that's on the borders of Shropshire and Worcestershire. It consists of 4 small lakes. All of them are well stocked with horsefish. And listen, I love this place already. I've only been there for an afternoon because they allow all the old school, what I call supermarket baits. Bread, prawns, mussels, maggots, luncheon meat, sweet corn, oh my god, even cat meat. No, not the meat off a cat. It's the meat they feed the cats with. Plus, for me, the bonus was they allowed the use of floating baits, which for some obscure reason some fisheries don't. So I was in my element. We didn't take the fly rods, but I understand you can also get carp on the fly rod there. While I concentrated on the surface fishing, Mike was into margin fishing using the method feeder and 4mm pellets on the hook. Now that's a deadly combination on most commercial waters. It took us probably 20 minutes to pick this fish up. It seemed to be very, very picky, and this one was on a piece of soaked crust that was actually sinking, and I could see it just out of sight basically. I thought I'm just going to hang on without moving it. It's a cracking fish, but I watched the line tweaking, just watched the line tweaking slowly. And there is my first Furnace Mill carp, a common on a piece of bread. How simple was that? Now, of course, we've got to see if we can't catch something else. I'm going to get him back very carefully. If I feel he's going to go mad. What a spanker. That's what we call totally awesome carp fishing off the top. Well, partly off the top. Well, guys, I used something called floater bait, which is like a green floating putty, really, to get me out a little bit further. But what I've noticed is, if the bread sinks, which it will do, rather than bring it in, I lift it out and just watch the floater bait bob under. And I've hooked up again by watching, so they might be taken just underneath the surface. Tell you what's another nice looking fish. Now this stuff called floater bait, I'll just show you it so you can get an idea of what it is. It's actually slid down the line. You can put a small shot on there to counteract it if you're going to hold still. This one's a nice mirror, good looking mirror carp there. I'll take the hook out and I'll show you. There's a hook and there's the floater bait, which is like a sort of green plasticine really, or Play-Doh I suppose you modern guys call it. But it just suspends it. It gives me a bit of extra casting weight because we've forgotten the best bread we kept. So we're just using a bit of half a loaf, and sliced loaf is never as good. Fish about, let's take a look, £7, something like that, from Furnace Mill. Say we're supposed to be floater fishing to get them off the top, but they're taken just underneath the surface. Great fish though. There we go, you can see him there. Get him back. I go looking for another one.
Well, there we go. I had to change tactics from the floater fishing. I went down on the bottom and decided to go on the method feeder, with just 2mm pellets, and it's working an absolute treat. Had this one, it's point blank range, nice lovely common carp, really nice, good fight, get him back, and hopefully now I've got them on the feed in my swim, I'll get a few more.
Well, guys seems to be working with that floater bait. I've no idea what the actual substance is, but I'm sure there's other stuff on the market you can buy today that will give you a bit of casting weight and keep the bait up near the surface. Yes, another common. And what we try to do is fish with a scattering of floaters of crust over the top. But you can see by the convoy going past of mallard ducks, that's an absolute no-go. So we started off using just single bits, and Mike's going to have a go on the method feeder and try on the bottom there, put a little bit of bait in the margins, like Ed told us to, and I'll probably stick with this floater bait just under the surface or on the surface. And he's in the net as well. There we go. The floater bait you can see is now slid up and down. I'll take it off and dry it. I might put a tiny little shot on the line, and that will give it a sort of pinch point there. I don't want to lose my floater bait because I've only got 2 pieces left from the last 30 years. And they probably got it in the net now. They probably don't make it anymore. Keep him low, and that's his swim ruined. There's no doubt that you can catch on a wide variety of rigs, techniques and baits in any of the lakes. What? What's this one? You haven't seen it before? This one is a 450 pound sawfish that I caught just off the Marquesas down off Key West. And do you know what? The very next day my wife got another one of 350 pounds, her biggest fish. But let's get back to the freshwater. This one is a whole different story. The venue is pretty well sheltered by the trees, so it's an ideal place to tune up your skills with float fishing. And from what I saw, many of the fish would come in close, barely a rod length out. So if you are a beginner, don't be put off with any fears about big casting. Mike got most of his bites almost under the rod tip, while I had my success with a slow sinking crust.
Well, there we go folks, second fish on the method feeder. So they're feeding on the bottom and on the top. But it's all working, it's lovely weather. It's a stunning fishery, it's so quiet here, we're not used to this. We're used to plains, Gatwick, Heathrow, motorways where we live. There we go, like a golden crucian almost. Maybe it's good luck you putting fish back in my swim.
Yes, that's true. Many anglers do feel if you put a fish straight back in your swim, it will ruin the fishing. As that fish, wait for this, swims off and tells all the others about his adventures on the riverbank. Personally, I think it's a load of old twaddle. What I want to say is, are these markings, although I'm calling it a ghost, is it related? Is there some koi in there? I don't know, because that's what the koi have, those sort of markings there. It's quite curious on the surface there. And koi's are renowned for those dark patches, but I'm calling it a ghost carp. All you carp guys out there, you tell us what you think it is. But, pretty little fish, nevertheless.
Well guys, double hookup. I say double hookup. Dad's got that ghosty.
He's got his foot on the net.
As he was releasing it, he's got it in the margins. And now, the rod just ripped out of the rib rest. And I'm into probably my fish of the day, to be honest. It's a good fish.
I'm just going to net it.
It's a nice fish, yeah.
Just like this.
Yeah, look at our net system. This is totally awesome carnage.
We've got the ordinary landing net, with the big landing net we've left the pole.
No pole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, beauty, not far off doubles here, guys.
Yeah,
And that's 2 in.
okay.
That's a double, I reckon. I reckon it's about 10.5, 11 pounds maybe.
That's a double, look at this beauty, people. That's a good
Why is
size.
mine giving me trouble? His isn't. I told you.
Unbelievable. We've only been fishing here 2 hours, guys, here at Furness Mill.
Yeah.
And it's been incredible.
We've only got 3, and I've got the incredible jumping carp.
Unbelievable, guys. What a session.
Good.
Totally awesome fishing.
Worth a day to get up here, guys, I can tell you.
Yeah.
And that's 2 different methods.
And we're about 2.5 hours from this place, and it's
Nearly
so
3.
worth it. So worth it.
Good session. Try and get mine back again before another rod goes in. There seems little doubt that feeding your swim on the little and often basis will result in more bites, rather than the heavy-handed approach. And although Mike had been concentrating on the carp, it wasn't too long before another species decided to show up.
Well, there we go. A nice bream on the method feeder as well. Nice to see there's other species in here.